Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing really well. In this video, I'm going to discuss the top 5 things I did to turn my boring and ordinary study into an awesome RGB gaming setup. Remember, if you like the video, to drop a like on it, hit the subscribe button and press the bell notification so that you'll be notified when I upload the next video. I'm really excited for this video, so let's get into it. If you're anything like me, when it comes to gaming, you'll appreciate an immersive experience. That is to say, something that puts you right in the seat of the action. As you can probably tell from the B-roll, I love RGB lighting. Less is definitely not more for me when it comes to RGB, and no matter what your budget is, there are options to get you into the game. This leads me to tip number 1, and that is lighting. When it comes to deciding on how to light your gaming setup, it's important to have a theme in mind. Do you want to go for productivity and gaming, or a pure gaming setup, as the way you choose to light the room will definitely matter. In my case, I wanted to set up for gaming as well as shooting YouTube videos, and being RGB mad that I am, I spared no expense in getting LED light strips, RGB lamps, and pretty much every single peripheral I have has some form of RGB lighting. Remember that you can always set neutral colors and even preset them so you can flick everything from one mode to another. I'll leave links in the description below of the peripherals I've used for my setup, starting with this really cool RGB touch lamp I got off Amazon. It's a real accent piece and helps blend the light coming off the light strip reflecting on the wall. It's battery and micro USB powered, and it's a really nice addition to my setup. Next we have my Void Pro headset and ST100 stand, both from Corsair, which although don't give off a lot of light, add to the overall effect. The lighting is fully customizable in IQ software, and it's super simple to set up and change modes depending on the mood you're in. Keeping with Corsair now, we have a K95 Platinum with speed keys. This keyboard is the real deal, very well made, high quality, and has an awesome sound when you tap the keys. This one also synchronizes with IQ and is generally the main peripheral I change to set the mood of the room. Next is my mouse, which is the Razer Naga Trinity, which is also customizable via RGB software. I've got it on FPS mode, which means it doesn't have any of the side lights, but the MOBA and MMO magnetic extensions have lights which are fully customizable in the Razer Central app. Directly under my mouse is a Coolermaster Hardcover Mousepad with RGB accents. This one is touch controlled rather than through the software, which I can appreciate, as it's nice and easy to flick a color profile that suits your theme. I'm a little disappointed I couldn't choose white, as it would have really gone well with my productivity theme, so I usually just turn it off in that case. Next we have my Logitech G560 RGB speakers, which can bounce light off the walls and actually extend the light from the game that you're playing. In a game such as Battlefield, when you're damaged, it glows red. It's really subtle but effective. The last element of lighting other than my PC is an ARLEC LED strip, which is 2 meters long. It's not addressable, meaning it's a solid color, but so far it's been very reliable. This is only part of my lighting setup, as I plan to mount a few floating shelves with LED strips and also some LIFX beams to add some more flair to the room. This brings me to my second tip, and that is to declutter. It may be obvious, but having less clutter and rubbish as well as unnecessary items in your setup will give a much cleaner and efficient look. Personally, I find clutter very distracting, and it constantly draws my eyes away from what I'm doing. It's really simple to fix this problem. All you need to do is grab a garbage bag, throw the rubbish away, and put any items away that you don't wish to keep. This also goes for the drawers, as I have a really nasty habit of putting things in drawers out of view, and it really doesn't solve the problem. Once you have your desk clear, the best thing to do is clean it with some spray and wipe, or even just some hot water and a sponge, but keeping the desk clean and clear definitely makes for a better gaming and productivity experience. I also picked up a unit from IKEA, and I installed some lighting also from IKEA, and it gives a nice warm feel, and it also has a remote so I can turn the lights on and off at will. Powering along up to tip number 3, and this is your PC. Now, the PC, in my opinion, is the centerpiece of any gaming setup. No doubt if you're watching this, chances are you'll have a pretty looking, fancy RGB lit PC front and center. Make sure that it's on the correct side of the desk, which is always the right hand side of the desk, unless you have one of those fangled cases which allows you to mount everything backwards. But in most cases, pun intended, you just have to have it on the right hand side of the desk. This means if you can see inside the case through tempered glass, make sure your cable management is on point. Take time to cable manage. The next step is to position the case so that you get the best viewing angle, making sure that no power and video cables are in view. Use zip ties or Velcro to keep them out of the way. Let's move on to tip number 4, and that's pick a suitable chair. Now this one is a bit subjective, as there are limitless choices when it comes to buying a chair for your setup, mostly determined by your theme, but also your budget. Being that mine is a gaming setup and long stints of doing video editing, I wanted something super comfortable that had the support for my lower back with adjustable armrests, and being in Australia it gets super hot, I wanted a nice durable cloth finish. I personally went with the Omega Softweave by SecretLab. It's an amazing quality chair, and in the 8 months I've had it, it's still looking like brand new. It didn't come cheap, but this was one of those purchases that you make if you want a chair that lasts. My wife on the other hand doesn't like the racing seat look, and I'll be buying her something from Amart which is cheaper but also nice and comfortable for when she's paying bills and just browsing the internet. So that's my tip number 4, get a chair that suits your theme and something you'll feel really comfortable in. Now I've left this one to the end because in my opinion it's the most important tip of all. If you have cables lying around everywhere, it's just a bad look and will take away from your gaming experience. There's a few options available depending on which way you want to go. If you're a gamer and want the very best performance, you will no doubt have gone with a wired keyboard. What I did was to drill some small holes in my desk where I wanted to run the cables and drop them down. This was for my keyboard, mouse, mousepad, headphone stand and my speakers. I used to have a monitor arm, but I really liked the stand on my Acer Predator monitor, so I decided to go back to it for this setup. This means I had to drop the wires behind, but don't worry, I had a plan for that as well. There are heaps of options available to cable manage depending on how much effort you want to put into it. You can get a cable box which allows you to drop all your excess cables inside the box and simply pull out the length that you need to plug into the end device. Another option is under-desk cable raceways and hanging shelves, which are less time consuming but in my opinion don't give you the sleekest of looks. You can go the route I took, which was to get conduit and screw it underneath the desk, and then measure each run of cables so that you have the perfect length and distance when you run them through the conduit. The end result is a really nice hidden cable-free desk that you'll be super proud of. So that's it for this one, a super quick video I wanted to make because I'm setting up my desk to make YouTube videos and play games, and it took a few days to do, and I thought it might help you guys out if I showed you a few of the things I've done. A bonus tip is, although you might want to keep your desk clean and clear, it's also nice to have something personalised on your desk. My kids bought me a box for Father's Day and also a little USB and phone holder which says, "Best Dad Ever." How could I not want to have that on my desk? When I see it, it makes me think of them and that makes me happy. Righto guys, that's it for this one. Smash the like button if you liked the video. Check the links in the description if you're interested in getting any of the cable management gear I used. Drop a comment down below letting me know about your gaming desk setups. Subscribe for more content like this, and you'll see me in the next video. Bye for now.